Oh, yes, we're back. We're live. Look at this, 11 a.m. It doesn't even feel like an NFL Sunday right now with how much college football conversation is being had on the television out there. So I had to come in here. I had to sit down. I got to enclose myself. I got to get my coffee. I got to get my water. I got to sit down, kick back, and talk to my people. I appreciate each and every one of you that tap in here every single Sunday for watching Rosters the Start Sit Show. This is week 13, and I am Cody Carpentier, as always, here to answer any question that you have. I don't care what it is. Start, sit, trade, food, whatever you got. College football, let's talk about all of it. Drop it in the comments over there. Click that like button. Click subscribe. That's all I ask. It's free to literally click the like button and literally click the subscribe button. So please do it. Tap in, and let's get into the show. All right, first and foremost, I appreciate you guys tapping in here. Derry Doug had this question in the queue for what looks like he's been in the chat for over an hour. So shout out to Derry Doug for getting in here early, getting that question up. He says to please pick 2 PPR, Christian Kirk, Terry McLaurin, Cortland Sutton, Nico Collins, keep kicking ass. Tank Dell looks like he's going to be playing today, but I still don't love just the inside aspect of him coming in hindered. I love Nico Collins coming off of a strong game. I think he continues to move forward in this one. I love Nico out of these 4, and then I love Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk on Monday night against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to go Kirk and Nico. I can understand going Sutton. Right now, and kind of just in general, I'm staying away from McLaurin because of we've seen on a weekly basis, it's McLaurin, it's Dotson, it's Samuel. All of a sudden, it's De'Ami Brown catching a touchdown. So I'm just staying away from the Washington situation right now. I love Nico and I love Kirk, so I'm going to go that direction. Jeremy Ledlow in the chat also wants to know running back situation, PPR, Breece Hall or Jerome Ford. Right off the bat, I want to say Breece Hall, but let me check right now and see where the boys have them as well. I don't think anybody else has Jerome Ford ahead. We have Ford 21.6 and we have Hall 14.6 as expected. So both have middling matchups. So I'm going to go ahead and lean Breece Hall as my first gut. Exactly. B. Ollie, what's up, man? Need one. Ooh, we're deep here. Which Watson? This has got to be this Christian Watson. Sad that he's even in that conversation. I think this is Christian Watson here. So Greg Dortch, A.T. Perry, Jalen Guyton, or Christian Watson. Most of me wants to lean towards A.T. Perry in this one, which is very weird. But that's kind of just where I'm sitting. I think he's the likely target leader in this offense with the Olave question marks. Last I saw, and again, I haven't seen it officially. All right, Nick Underhill said 2 hours ago he's playing for sure today. All right, that makes me hinder my thoughts because last night, the last I saw, he hadn't cleared protocol. And then I saw this morning that he did from Tom Pelissero overnight. So that's actually going to make me go back. I'm going to go Watson here. Good question, B. Ollie. I appreciate it asking because, generally I would have went Perry here, but I'm going to go Watson. Thanks for the question. Derek Binstock, appreciate you. Did RosterWatch have a show on Sirius yesterday? I missed it and don't see the replay on demand. Was hoping to catch the insight before kickoff. It was Trashman and Alex, and I caught it on demand because I tapped it late, but they were live, I guess, at that time. Let me see here if it's showing up for myself. Because I know if I type in roster watch 4 episodes, you're right. It's not showing. It's only showing November 25th on here. It was live. It was live yesterday, 3 to 5. So that's not good. I'll have to look into that after the show. If you do have any questions, though, you should email Alex at RosterWatch because I'm sure he can tap in a lot better than I can with the serious situation. I'll be on next Saturday live in Austin with Alex, but yesterday was Trashman Alex. You should go check in with Alex and see what happened. Pick one above, half PPR, Singletary, Sutton, or Rice. With Dameon Pierce back in this backfield, I still love Singletary, but I lean towards Rice just because of that. We've seen Rice come on as of late. I think they're going to continue to utilize him. Sunday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. I think you're going to see Rashee Rice again get that 8-9-10 target range in this offense. So I'm going to lean towards that over the Singletary situation. Kyle Gregory, PPR, sit one, please. Pittman, Keenan Allen, Brandon Ayuk, or Chris Olave. For me, it's Keenan Allen, not close. He's top 5 this week. 4.2 for us as an overall. So we're going to play him. We love Pittman just in general. And then Ayuk gets the Philadelphia Eagles versus Chris Olave. Chris Olave going to play guaranteed. But like I said before, I like A.T. Perry this week. I'm going to sit Olave just because of the concussion stuff. That kind of scares me off a little bit. Yes, he's going to be active. Yes, he's going to play per Nick Underhill. But I'm just going to go Ayuk over Olave just for the injury questions and concerns here. I just kind of want to stay away from that situation. Pick 2 half PPR, Singletary, Samuel, Christian Watson, Ford, Hopkins, Pickens, Dotson. Big one here from G-Baby. Appreciate you tapping in here as well. Pick 2 half PPR, Singletary, Samuel, Christian Watson, Ford, Hopkins, Pickens, and Dotson. So first and foremost, I got Ford. So I'm going to eliminate Singletary. I'm going to eliminate Dotson. So that brings me down to Samuel, Watson, Ford, Hopkins, Pickens. I'm going to eliminate Pickens because Deontay's in. So I'm going to Hopkins, Ford, Watson, Samuel. Let me check here between Watson and Hopkins here. Let's see, Watson. We have Watson ahead of Hopkins, or do we have a Hopkins ahead of Watson? Let's see. We have Hopkins ahead of Watson. That's what I thought. Okay, so Hopkins gets the Colts. Yes, I like that. So we're going to eliminate Watson here. So pick 2. So we're at Samuel, Hopkins, Ford. Half PPR. I'm going to go Ford, Samuel. I'm going to go Ford and Samuel here. Great question, G-Baby. Big question here. Ford and Samuel. Appreciate you. Big Meat Sherry says, we're rolling with Stroud over Lawrence today at the quarterback position. These guys, it's so impressive to see how far Stroud has moved up on a weekly basis. Not, obviously because of dynasty, but also on a weekly basis to see Stroud's consistency rise up. He's got a top 12 matchup this week against Denver. Trevor Lawrence also has a good matchup against Cincinnati. But I think the problem with that matchup is that Lawrence is going to deal with this thing called there's no Joe Burrow on the other side. So he's only going to be able to push as far as he can push. I think when the NFL scheduled this game, they were anticipating a 35-30, 35, somewhere in that range, right? This game right here leans me more towards like a 24-13 type of a game, which means less fantasy points for Trevor Lawrence, more fantasy points for Travis Etienne out of the backfield. So I'm going to lean towards Stroud in this matchup against Denver because I think that on the opposite side, Denver will be able to push the pace and will be able to force Stroud to throw the football. So we're going to lean with Stroud. I love your thoughts. They're Big Meech. Thoughts on Brevin Jordan today with Schultz out? Brevin Jordan's fine. I think the problem is that every time Brevin Jordan gets pushed into duty, it's somebody else that catches a touchdown or catches an opportunity, right? It's, was it last year multiple times? I can never say his name. Tegan Quateriano from Oregon State, the second-year guy. Last year was a rookie, and he's catching touchdowns over Brevin Jordan. So I kind of just want to stay away from the Brevin Jordan situation at tight end. I love him. Again, I'm a Hurricanes fan, so I loved him coming out of college, but it's just a guy that hasn't caught on, hasn't done the right things, hasn't elevated himself in the offense to the point where they literally went out and signed Dalton Schultz. So I'm not high on Brevin Jordan today. He's got the best matchup against the Denver Broncos per the matchup tool over at RosterWatch.com, but I have him as tight end 18 this week. I think you can find better options. Some of those guys being, I do like Tucker Kraft as tight end 11 this week. I like Gerald Everett. Chiga Okonkwo, I like a little bit better. He's got a good matchup against the Colts. Tyler Conklin, I have just ahead of Brevin Jordan. He also was a top 10 matchup. So those are some of the other guys that are going to be in that conversation, as well as Trashman's guy, Juwan Johnson. I have Juwan Johnson as tight end 9 this week. We have him consensus tight end 9. Projections, myself, Trashman, Alex, consensus tight end 9 this week. So that's another guy in the free agency pool that you could potentially go snag. Appreciate the question, G-Baby. Jake D327 says Jaden Reed or Noah Brown. I'm going to go Jaden Reed here. Noah Brown's coming off of an injury. Again, we talk about Nico Collins being a pivotal part in this offense, as well as Tank Dell battling through injury. Noah Brown should see 4, 5, 6 targets in that range, but I think Jaden Reed's usage and importance in this offense in a game where they need to score points against Kansas City is going to come to fruition, where I think Jaden Reed is going to outscore Noah Brown this week. Appreciate the question there. Daniel Schaefer, need 1 in half PPR. So we got to bench 2 of these cats. Garrett Wilson, Josh Downs, or Jaden Reed. I'm going Josh Downs. That's a snap decision for me. I'm going Josh Downs today against Tennessee Titans. I love that one. Great question. Ty, 10:53 a.m. God, you guys got in here early. I appreciate it. All these questions so far have been pre-11 a.m. So shout out to all of you guys for tapping in early here on Washington Rogers. Appreciate you. Full PBR, pick 3 flex spots. Najee, Pickens, Hopkins, Samuel, Noah Brown. London. So this is PPR, he says here. Najee, Pickens, Hopkins, Samuel, Noah Brown, London. I'm going to go Najee because what we've seen from Najee the last couple of weeks, I started to utilize him a little bit more, and he looks good. Again, he leads the league, and I think in I can't remember the damn stat. Byron put it in our chat the other day. I'll pull this thing up here, just so I don't have to look it up on. If I look it up on Twitter, it's going to take me 20 minutes. Najee Harris rushes for 15-plus yards. He has 11 this year. Nobody has more than him this season. He had 7 last year, 9 in 2021. He's 11 carries of 15-plus yards in 2023. Nobody has more on the season than he. Again, Jalen Warren is important in this offense, but Najee's continuing to get that usage. So I'm going to go Najee Harris, number one, just for complete usage. I think he gets more usage than anybody else on this list. Secondly, I'm going to go Curtis Samuel and DeAndre Hopkins here. So Najee, Hopkins, Samuel. Ty, thank you for the question. Big Meech back at the quarterback position. Sam Howell or Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray gets a tough Pittsburgh defense to go up against. And Sam Howell, Sammy Slinger, Sammy Ballgames gets Miami, who we know, again, when you get a quarterback or a team that can throw the football on the opposing side, that's only going to force your team to throw the football even more. And it kind of creates this mini shootout. I think that you're going to get that opportunity in Washington today. Weather looks like it's good. I will say I'm about 3.5 hours south of Washington, D.C., and the weather was not good last night. Looks like it's clear today. Shouldn't be any problem with rain and stuff like that. So I feel good about Sam Howell against Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins today. I think that's going to be a opportunity to score 30 points for this Washington offense. So I appreciate that one. G baby back in here. Rest of season half PPR. Do you personally prefer McBride or Kincaid? McBride's dealing with an injury right now, but I still lean McBride just because of pure target usage. Again, Buffalo is going to have to start using him, continue to utilize Kincaid and utilize him more, but they've shown that they really aren't going to feature him kind of like a Trey McBride or even a Kelsey situation where Kelsey, to make a team good, to make a team great, to get to the next level, you have to have that pivot piece, right? So you have Stephon Diggs on the outside, but they haven't found the consistent utilization to elevate the offense with Dalton Kincaid, where I think McBride, just purely because his team isn't great, is going to continue to get those targets, and he's going to continue to force himself into the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 range in targets. So I'm going to lean McBride rest of season, even though the Cardinals are kind of out of contention here. What's up, Malcolm? Buddy just came in here. He woke up. What's up, nation? Hambino, appreciate you. Full PPR. Need 2. A-Chain, Godwin, or Puka. A-Chain, Godwin, or Puka. Tough situation for you today. Full PPR, A-Chain. Whenever A-Chain plays, you want to elevate A-Chain into your lineup. Number 5 matchup against Washington. We talked about it just a minute ago with this football game being the opportunity for both teams to get into the 30s plus for points. Miami's defense hasn't been shown to be able to stop many people. And Miami should win this game, but I think Washington will be able to keep this game close and keep Miami having to keep their foot on the pedal versus kind of leaning off. So I think you play A-Chain first and foremost, and then at the wide receiver position, I believe I'm 100% in on Godwin, but I just got to double check here. Both got tough matchups today, but Godwin gets Carolina. Yeah, I'm in on Godwin, so I'm going to lean Godwin and A-Chain here. Hambino, appreciate the question. Justin Jacksa, Kareem Hunt, or Drake London? Yikes. Kareem Hunt, I think this is the prop. I like Kareem Hunt's prop today. I will say that I think the rushing total is like 28.5 on Underdog. I would take that. But as far as this matchup goes, Kareem Hunt or Drake London in PPR, I got to lean Drake London. Matt Cassidy, my man, what's up? Overweight lover, hook 'em, what's up? Hey, I got a question for you guys. You guys are asking me questions. I want to ask you questions. Because I said this in the opening, it feels like it's not even an NFL Sunday. It just feels like it's a dead Sunday. And again, in an hour and a half, it'll feel different when the NFL games are kicking off. But right now, it feels like it's just like a day of no football. We're just waiting for these college football rankings to come out. I want you guys to comment your top 4. That's what I want. I want to see Michigan, Washington, but who are the other 2 teams in? Who are the other 2 teams in? Is it going to be Florida State, Bama? Is it going to be Florida State, Texas? Is it going to be Bama, Texas? What's it going to be? You guys got to let me know in the comments. That's my one question for you. You guys can ask all the questions you want, but I want a question for you guys. Who's the Final Four? It comes out in 45 minutes. Who's the Final Four for the college football playoff? Dustin Bailey, I appreciate you tapping in. Good morning to you as well. Wayno Bueno having a PPR flex question. A-Chain, oh baby, A-Chain or Ridley. Ridley gets the number 6 matchup today against the Cincinnati Bengals. This is actually tomorrow, Monday Night Football. I love the matchup, but you're talking about A-Chain. Oof. I think because of look at the hair. I think because of PPR, I got to go Ridley here. A-Chain again. I hate to say this, but like in this particular situation here, how Ridley's played the last couple of weeks, and A-Chain's been banged up, and A-Chain did come back and have one touch, and he really screwed your roster. I think in this situation where you're likely, I'm assuming Wayno, you're in the playoffs or close or whatever. You need these points. You don't have the situation where you can just be like, yeah, I hope A-Chain, goes for 40, because there's a real opportunity that he maybe only gets 7 touches because they try to work him in because they don't maybe think they need him for this entire game against Washington. Right? Got a couple of other running backs in Miami. So I think I just lean for the guarantee, and the guarantee is that Ridley's going to play in this football game and Ridley's going to get targeted in this football game. Whereas I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do with A-Chain, despite what they say or what it seems like. So I'm going to go Ridley here. How do you feel about a break glass emergency of using Brevin Jordan? Again, I talked about this a minute ago. I don't love it. I understand it because of the matchup. The matchup's number 1 in the RosterWatch matchup tool. But again, I just don't love it because every time Brevin gets pushed into this opportunity, it's somebody else. It's, like I said before, Tegan Quatoriano, Jordan Akins, you name it. There's just some random tight end pops out of the woodwork, catches a touchdown, or they just don't utilize the tight ends. So he's not Dalton Schultz. So I think we can limit that expectation. I could be biting my tongue here and looking back in 4 hours and being like, shit, man, we should have played Brevin. He had 3 catches for 37 yards and 2 touchdowns. But like 3 for 37, 2 touchdowns, that's very, very tightly thought out. That's a tight window you have to really get through there to get Brevin Jordan to kind of pay off, in my opinion. So, like I said, I like other guys. I like Chig. He's got a top 10 matchup today. I love Juwan Johnson. Pat Freiermuth has been a guy that was cut in a ton of leagues. It's a new look team in Pittsburgh. Hope you added him. Hope you could. Logan Thomas, Kyle Pitts, Hunter Henry, Tucker Kraft, Gerald Everett, Chig Okonkwo. Those are all guys we have ranked ahead of Brevin. Now, last comes to last. You have to play Brevin. You got to do what you got to do. I understand it. But I think there's other guys that you could play. I just don't love playing Brevin. And again, I'm a big Brevin Jordan fan. Go Gin here. Roll the dice in a must-win, Cody. Justin Herbert, Kenny Pickett, or Matthew Stafford. Justin Herbert, Kenny Pickett, or Matthew Stafford. That's a hell of a question you got there. I just don't know how you can justify not playing Herbert. I get it. Against New England, they got shut down a couple years ago when Justin Herbert was a rookie. I think it was like 37-3. But you're talking about Stafford against Cleveland. That's like a no-go for me completely. I think Stafford's going to be fine, but I just don't want that matchup. And then Kenny Pickett does get Arizona, but I just don't like Kenny Pickett. So I can't do it. I can't do it, Go. I got to lean with Herbert. You just got to ride with the guy. So I'm going to go Justin Herbert here. Full PPR, Kevin Weber. Full PPR, Gerald Everett or Taysom Hill at the tight end position. You know what? I'm going to go Taysom Hill today. I think this is again, Taysom Hill's just a guy that I literally never rank point blank period, because at RosterWatch in our rankings spreadsheet, we have him listed at quarterback because that's what like he is on multiple services like FFPC and stuff. But I know there is some places you can play him at tight end. So if you can play him at tight end, I think you do that, especially with all the banged up injuries in New Orleans right now. The correlation to Taysom Hill's usage with them winning football games is there. And this is a big game against Detroit. I think they do use Taysom Hill here. So I'm going to go Taysom Hill. It's much more of I think a guarantee than it is Gerald Everett. Hambino, QB start question, Goff or Love? Love's got a big opportunity here to take another step forward. I think I saw the statistic that it was like through first 11 games in their first starting season, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love literally have identical statistics, which is wild. But this is a tough matchup against Kansas City. It's a Sunday night football game. Kansas City Chiefs come into Lambeau, and this Kansas City Chiefs defense, very good. I'm going to go Goff, though, in the dome. He's got a lot of dome games the rest of the season. He's in a dome, in a big game. Detroit's continuing to build. I'm just going to ride Goff here. I don't think there's purely enough opportunities for Love to kind of outscore Goff in this game. Kevin Weber back to this one. Ridley, Downs, or Deontay? Full PPR. Thanks, Cody. Ridley, Downs, Deontay. I think a lot of people would lean towards Deontay. I did not have Deontay ranked until last night because of the illness thing this week, but it looks like he will be playing here. I have him as a wide receiver 32 on the week, which is lower than a couple of other people. I do have Josh Downs, though, wide receiver 14 this week, so I'm going to go ahead and play Josh Downs in this matchup. Appreciate you, Kevin Weber. Josh Moore, my big dog. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you tapping in here. Good morning to you as well. Bueno. Do you have enough worries about Dell to bench him for Ridley? Do you have enough worries with Dell to bench him for Ridley? Kind of. Kind of. I have Ridley at, let's check this up quick. Ridley's wide receiver 15 for me. Dell, you guys know generally I have Dell in the top 15. Dell this week I have a wide receiver 27 because I have some built-in worry there. So, yeah, I would play Ridley over Dell. With Tank Dell and Chris Olave both coming off limited weeks of practice, would you start them in a full PPR over the likes of Christian Watson? Funny enough, as you just mentioned, both of those guys, I have Christian Watson ranked wide receiver 21. I think Christian Watson gets opportunities and continues to grow in this offense. I would be fine playing Christian Watson over both Tank and Chris Olave. That's a great question, a great setup, Matt Cassidy. That's the question of the day, so I appreciate you. Justin Joxa, what's up, Cody? Superflex PPR, need 2 of 3 between Tim Boyle. Ooh, baby, Tim Boyle. Fuck. Kareem Hunt and Drake London faced Metcalf and Pollard. I'm a dog going into this. Maybe a good point. Maybe a mood point. Have Lamar and Jacobs on bye also. Yeah, so it sounds like you're set up for not a good situation. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. It's got a brand new it's called, I don't know what it's called. It's called like the death coffee or something like that. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Can't be wrong. All right, back to the question. Sorry about that. Kareem Hunt, Drake London, Tim Boyle. I think out of this, you're playing upside. Tim Boyle gives you like negative upside. I get that he's playing this offense, but I think there's opportunity for so many things to go haywire with this. Zach Wilson being active, Boyle throwing picks, going negative. You're not going to see Drake London go negative. You do have an upside for Drake London, however, where he does go for 27, 30. So I'm going to go Drake London just purely for upside. You're talking about being a dog. I need that. I think if you were in a closer matchup, I maybe lean Hunt, but even then, I think I'd still go Drake London. Oh, you said you need 2 of 3. I misread that. Yeah, so I'm going to go Hunt and London. There you go. That's the answer. Appreciate you. Josh Moore, half PPR. Monty or Ford. David Montgomery, 1,000%. Justin Joxa, 5-point passing touchdowns for my message above. Yeah, I'm still going Hunt and London here. Appreciate the question, Justin, as well, always. Kevin Weber, need 2, half PPR. Big one here. Cooper, Hunt, London, Rice, McBride, half PPR. Cooper, Hunt, London, Rice, McBride. I'm going to axe out Hunt. I'm going to axe out London. I want to double check something quick. Oh, I knew it. I got Rice and Cooper back-to-back this week, 20 and 21. I'm going to go Rice and Cooper over McBride. Rice and Cooper over McBride. Great question, Kev. Back-to-back in the ranks. Big question. Need 1. Full PPR. Downs, Swift, or Javonte. Thank you. This is tough. In full PPR, I think I'm going to lean towards Swift here. Let me check. Yeah. When Cam Jurgens is in, he's this rushing game is different in Philadelphia. Cam Jurgens is back in. He came back in last week. For me, this comes down really to both these running backs are in good situations this week for matchups. I do love Josh Downs, but I think you lean towards the running back for more opportunity. And I think this is going to be a big game against San Francisco where Swift could be kind of a linchpin changing point where they didn't really have this in the running game last year against San Francisco. And I think this is something that could elevate them, the utilization of DeAndre Swift in and out of the backfield. Good question here. Charlie Emmert, PPR. Just need a safe floor pick. 1, Cup, Njoku, Zay Jones. Just need a safe floor pick, he says. Well, I think if you want a safe floor, it's again, Cup's playing against Cleveland, but Cup is Cup. So I feel better about him just in general being in my lineup, giving me targets with the ability to have upside, but also just the ability to just know that he is Stafford's favorite target. I get the Njoku thought. I get the Zay Jones thought. The first one I would axe off is obviously Zay Jones. When he's in this offense, these guys all perform better, but he just doesn't have any consistency to think that, oh, I can depend on Zay Jones to get me 7. I can depend on him to get me 8. I can't. And Njoku's kind of right there as well. Like, I think he's going to be fine, but you just got to play Cup, man. I understand the question, but I think you need a safe floor. I know Cup's been dealing with his stuff. Stafford's been banged up, but trust that Stafford's going to get the ball to Cup more than he is not. And I think you're gonna be safe with it, at least a 7, 8, 9, 10 out of a Cup, with of course the upside that it's a same thing we talked about last week with Keenan Allen. You turn on the TV and all of a sudden it's 14, 15, 16 targets. Like, there's opportunity for that all the time in the NFL because these guys are studs. Kyle Gregory says, thanks. You appreciate you for asking the question. Tim's Sermons, sit 1, half PPR, Rice, A-Chain, Nakua. Out of this question, in half, I'm going to go ahead and bench Nakua. In full, I would have probably benched Rice. But in half, I'm going to bench Nakua. I want the upside of A-Chain, and that's where I'm going to sit here. So good question there. Tough one. Grant Whitcraft, I feel gross asking this one. Single QB, Levis or Flacco in a separate league, Kyler or Purdy? He feels gross asking this one, Levis or Flacco. Flacco's one that I was talking to Alex about this while we were ranking the Amari Cooper stuff, and I don't hate the Flacco situation as much for Amari Cooper as some people do. Some people are writing off Flacco in this offense as just like he's not going to look good. It's going to kill the offense. I think there's a world where he just sits back and finds those opportunities. I know he's probably going to stay closer to the line of scrimmage for the majority, but I think there's still an opportunity for Flacco to push that football a little bit to Amari Cooper and Cooper to have a good day. So the question comes down to Levis v. Flacco. And, oh my gosh, where'd it go? I have Flacco 23, Levis 21 today against Indianapolis Colts. So I'm going to go and lean towards Levis here, but I don't mind the Flacco thought. Just in general, for everybody else listening, I don't mind the Flacco thought. If you have to do it in Superflex, I would understand it. But I'm going to go Levis here for this question, Grant. And then the other one you had is Kyler versus Purdy. Purdy, again, gets a nice matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. It sounds like a tough matchup, but it's the number 2 matchup for quarterbacks in fantasy football, according to the RosterWatch matchup tool. So a good matchup for Brock Purdy, as well as Kyler Murray with a tough one against Pittsburgh. I'm just going to lean towards Brock Purdy here. This is a big game. They have to score points. He has to push the football, whether it's out of the backfield to Christian McCaffrey, or handing it off to Christian McCaffrey, or throwing downfield and finding guys like Kittle. So I like Purdy and I like Levis here for you. Great question, Grant. Alex K. Cody, I asked on the site and you said go with QB Flacco, but are we sure he isn't going to break his hip? He's not on the site rankings. Zappy is available too. Yeah, we're just not ranking Flacco in the official rankings this week because we had Dorian Thompson-Robinson there officially before, and I think it looks like we just eliminated the Cleveland quarterback situation. But I have him Flacco 23. I don't want anything to do with that New England situation. I think there's a real opportunity that Cunningham gets opportunities halfway through this football game. So I don't want anything to do with that New England situation. Alex, A-Chain again at Washington, Wilson versus Atlanta, Higgins at Jacksonville, Flacco at the Rams. A-Chain at Washington, Wilson versus Atlanta, Higgins at Jacksonville, Flacco at Rams. So I'm assuming this is a super flex spot. You get to pick one guy, right? No. I'm going to go. God, this is you could have just put the player's name. That's all right, buddy. I'm going to go A-Chain right here. A-Chain versus Washington right here. That's where I'm going to go. Appreciate the question, Alex. Omar F. Play Jalen Warren or David Montgomery. Full PPR. Thanks. Big fan of the whole RosterWatch crew. Love the content. We appreciate you as well, Omar. Thank you for tapping in, as always, to all of the shows here. Again, this one's live every single Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern time on RosterWatch YouTube channel. And then on Tuesday, the Waiver Wire show is live with Alex and the Trash Man. And if one of those guys can't make it, your boy taps in there. So here's the question. Jaylen Warren or David Montgomery is the question, and the answer is always David Montgomery. I love Jaylen Warren, but David Montgomery, when he's in, you play David Montgomery. He's averaging 15.95 fantasy points per game in standard and 16.95 in PPR. I love Gibbs. You guys all know that. I've been vouching to buy Gibbs all season long, but David Montgomery in this backfield, he's going to get that work, and they can utilize both running backs, so you have to trust it. David Montgomery's the answer. Go Jin. Greater flex. Tight end premium, Juwan Johnson, Dotson, or Tanner Hudson. Juwan Johnson, not even close. Again, I like Dotson. I'm completely out on Tanner Hudson. I don't want any part of that situation. Dotson, very good wide receiver, very good situation today against Miami to get those opportunities and to score a touchdown. But Juwan Johnson in this offense has an opportunity to get more targets than Jahan Dotson. And I think Juwan Johnson's a good play, having the number 9 tight end this week in fantasy football. Specials 90. Would you start Hurts or Stroud? Hurts is fine. It's a tough matchup, but I think Hurts is just fine this week. If you want to guarantee, you can play Stroud, but I think Hurts is going to give you just that too. He's going to run the football today against San Francisco. He's going to give you a floor. There's always an opportunity for a rushing touchdown out of Jalen Hurts, and I think that I think you still play Hurts. You just play your top dog. You're in a good spot here. I get the question because the matchups are so vastly different, but I think you just play your big dog at Hurts. Edit PPR H-Chain Washington Garrett or Zappy. No, I don't want Zappy. I get out. I don't want any part of Zappy. I'm gonna go H-Chain here still. I know Higgins is back, but again, you talk about the quarterback throwing the football. Jamar Chase still in this offense. Wilson, same thing, getting Boyle throwing him the football. Different situation. Tough matchup against AJ Terrell. I just think this is going to be I'm going to lean A-Chain here. Good question. Love or Stafford? Love or Stafford? I'm going to lean towards Love here. Stafford's got a brutal matchup against Cleveland. The other question is Hubbard or A.J. Dillon? Hubbard or A.J. Dillon? I have Hubbard, 26th matchup today against Tampa Bay. Brutal one. A.J. Dillon, 18th matchup against Kansas City. But I'm leaning Chuba Hubbard by a handful of spots on the ranking. So I'm going to go Love, and I'm going to go Hubbard here. Freddie Dog, appreciate the question. Appreciate you tapping in here. Let's do a rapid fire here, and then we'll run over to Twitter really quickly and check out the actives and inactives. Big Meech, half PPR. Need one. Pirine, Noah Brown, Dortch, Jameson Williams, A.T. Perry, half PPR. Half PPR. We're looking for upside. This is where I'm going with this. PPR, looking for upside. Need one. I'm going Noah Brown. Gerald Marzilli, PPR running back. Kyron, Brian Robinson, Breece Hall. Kyron Williams. Bang. That's the answer. Patty, PPR, Debo or questionable Tank Dell playing Debo Samuel today. I know the stats haven't been there every single game against Philadelphia, but he's utilized in all facets of the football game, and Debo's been talking heavy about this Philadelphia defensive backfield over the last year and a half, so I'm going Debo here. Don Vez, full PPR, Kupp, Smith, Nico, Puka, pick one. I'm assuming that's Devonta Smith. I'm going to go Nico Collins here. I like Nico full PPR today. Great question, Donnie. Gerald Marzilli, PPR running back pick 2. Kyron, Robinson, Hall, flex, Chase, or running back not picked, number 1. So this is kind of off of the same question I think before. I'm assuming you didn't get to finish it. I'm going to go Kyron as my running back. And then in flex, you're talking about Chase or Hall. That's where I'm at. I think you're going to go Kyron and Chase. Good question. Yes. Donnie, full PPR, Henry, Montgomery, A-Chain, White, and Connor sit 2. I'm sitting Connor, and I'm sitting A-Chain. Playing Henry, Montgomery, and White. Gerald Marzilli, Brian Wright, yep. So that's from that last question, yep. Dr. Smooth, standard question, Kamara, Monty, or Mostert, sit 1. In standard, I'm going to sit Kamara. Big Meech, is JSN beginning to surpass Lockett? Yes, you heard. We knew this was going to happen. We comped into Amon-Ra St. Brown. His year has looked like Amon-Ra St. Brown's rookie year. Started out very slowly, then starting to come on heavy because it's helping this offense become more efficient. So that's the answer. JSN is beginning to surpass him. Looks like we got the answers to the question. Number 1, Michigan from G-Baby. He says Michigan, Washington, Texas, FSU. Freddie Dog says Michigan, Washington, Texas, FSU. Big Meach says Michigan, Washington, Texas, Bama. Dr. Smooth with the gold blue here. Tim Simmons, Michigan, Washington, Texas, FSU. That's how it feels like, right? It feels like that's going to be what it comes down to, but I just do not see them leaving Bama off. We're going to know in about 25 minutes. So I appreciate you guys tapping in here, asking or answering my question back. Gooner Boy, need 2 half PPR. Warren, A-Chain, Moss. Have to play Moss, and then I'm going to go A-Chain in half as well. Chad Dublo says FSU, Texas. That's the 2 teams that get in. Howell or Lawrence is the question at the quarterback position today for Mr. Chad Dumlau. Sorry if I don't know if I pronounced that wrong or not, but I think I was right. Howell or Lawrence both have middling matchups. I'm leaning Lawrence today, however. Dustin Bailey, Michigan, Washington, Texas, Florida State, Seminoles. That's your 4 teams. Criminals. I like that. Criminals. Florida State Criminals. Gerald Marzilli, Michigan, Texas, Washington, Georgia. Whoa. Georgia over Alabama for Gerald Marzilli. Interesting. Kevin Weber, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Texas in that order. Putting Florida State up to 3. I like that's interesting. What's up? Hope everyone's doing well. Need 1. Godwin, Amari Cooper, T. Higgins. Stay away from Godwin no matter what? Question mark? I don't think so. Need 1. Godwin, Amari, Higgins. I don't think you stay away from Godwin. I don't get that. I know Carolina's been a tough matchup for some receivers, but I don't hate that. But for this question, I'm going to Amari Cooper. Matt Cassidy says Michigan, Texas, Florida State, Washington. I don't want to hear none of that, but I appreciate you answering the question. Ron Duffney, what's going on, brother? Gooner Boy, full PPR, need 2. Puka, Connor, Ford, A-Chain in PPR. I'm going Puka and Ford here. Great question. What's the go-to snack and or meal for football Sundays? The go-to snack or meal for football Sundays. I've had this weird thing, or it's been like, well, probably ever since college, where every Sunday I get this thought in my head. And again, my wife sleeps a couple hours longer. She works heavy hours during the week. So I'll wake up on Sundays and I'll just go to the grocery store and I'll just buy pizza. And I'm like, I'm fitting to eat pizza all day and watch football. And that's like just my go-to thought. I used to buy wings, but the grocery store wings and bags suck ass. So I quit doing that. So I just literally straight up just eat pizza. But then I guess the last couple of weeks for like college football and stuff, and for Sundays sometimes too, it's been grilled cheese on sourdough with any kind of cheese you want, Gouda, American, cheddar jack, whatever you want, on sourdough with either tomato soup or chicken wild rice soup. That's been my go-to change up if it's not for pizza. Great question there. Chad Dumlau, Singletary or Javonte, 1 point PPR. I'm going Javonte Williams today. I love Devin Singletary. I think he has a chance to be the league winner, but Damian Pierce in this backfield has scared me. Dr. Smooth, Trump or Biden? How about this? Trump, come on. People are going to be pissed off if you answer that question. So whichever way you answer that question, you're going to piss people off, but that's whatever. I told you guys I answer every question. So you take advantage of me. I tell you I'm going to answer every question. You take advantage of me. I answered the question. Eddie Phillips, start Javonte, Garrett Wilson, or A-Chain in the flex. Full PPR, need to win to stay in the playoffs. Thank you. Javonte Wilson or A-Chain in the flex. Full PPR, need to win to stay in the playoffs. You're playing A-Chain. He's giving you upside. You need to win. I want the upside. Let's go with it. Gooner Boy, full PPR, need to sit 1. Javonte, Jalen Warren, Ramondre, or Rashad White need to sit 1 in PPR. That one that I'm going to sit is Javonte. Anthony Ortiz, half PPR pick 3. A-Chain, Singletary, Olave, Downs, Pickens. I'm sitting Pickens. I'm sitting Singletary. I'm playing A-Chain. Sorry. Wait. I'm playing A-Chain. I'm playing Downs. I'm playing Pickens. I'm sitting Singletary and I'm sitting Olave. Dustin Bailey, PPR flex, A-Chain or Sutton. I'm playing Sutton today. Gooner Boy, need 2. Cup, A-Chain, Taysom Hill, Joe Mixon, point per first down reception. Cup, A-Chain, Taysom Hill, Joe Mixon, need 2. Taysom Hill, and Cup. Charlie Emmert here, PPR. Jerome Ford or Jalen Warren. I'm going to go, I think I have Ford. I've said these guys' two names so many times, I'm starting to forget which one I have in front of which. Warren. Sorry, I have Warren. Warren. Huang Wang. I think I get that right every single week. I have Diggs, Adams, and DJ Moore on bye. Holy cow. Playing Hollywood and Thielen. Pray for me. Hey, we're praying for you, Huang. We appreciate you. Half PPR, Cooper or Deontay Johnson. I'm going Cooper. Mr. Grapefruit. Should I cut Ty Chandler for Tyrod Taylor in 12 TP Superflex? I think he's back next week. No. Half PPR, Kevin Weber, Ingram or McBride. I'm assuming that's just this week. I got these guys literally back to back, but I'm going to go Ingram this week against Cincinnati. JN Sports Cards, pick one, Singletary, A-Chain, Reed, Deontay. I'm assuming this is PPR. I'm going to go Jaden Reed here. 30 minutes to playoff selection. 30 minutes. Actually, it's down to 15 now. Jay Ward, appreciate you tapping in here, brother. You know what it is. A Costa, if I'm going Moss, Kyron, and Swift, which two would you pick from Downs, Chase, and Ridley for wide receiver? You picking Swift was unexpected. You're the man, Cody. Also streaming Minshew with Lamar on bye. If I'm going Moss, Kyron, and Swift, which two would you pick from Downs, Chase, and Ridley for wide receiver? This Chase situation just so aggravating. According to my rankings, I have Jamar Chase 11, Downs 14, Ridley 15. So do with that what you must. All three guys have the 6th, 7th, and 8th matchups on the matchup tool, so they're pretty much even. Chase, I have, again, wide receiver 11. He gets Higgins back this week. Downs, I have wide receiver 14. He doesn't get anybody else back. He just continues to get targets and be a dog. And Calvin Ridley has the boom bust potential, wide receiver 15 against Cincinnati. I think that what that tells me is Chase and Downs is the answer, just because I'm always nervous about Ridley, but I could totally see Ridley and Downs as well as the answer. Appreciate you, Costa. Grant Whitcraft, appreciate everything you do, dog. A dog. I appreciate you as well, Grant Whitcraft, always tapping in here. I appreciate each and every one of you always tapping in here. It's 11:44. Please click that like button. Please click subscribe. I'm going to get through all of these questions. I may not get through inactives, but I'm going to cut this thing off at an hour because you guys know I'm going to go watch this damn playoff announcement. So it's been crazy. We do have actives here. I'll just read off the actives here. This is from Schefter. Noah Brown, Tank Dell, Chris Olave, Keenan Allen. Treylon Burks is active today. Trey McBride, Hollywood Brown, Breece Hall, all active. Inactives, Malik Willis, Randall Cobb, Michael Wilson. I can't believe I just walked myself into answering or to looking up inactives. But hey, I just typed it in and now we're going to go through it. Dalvin Cook and Breece are both active today. New England. No Demario Douglas, Keyshawn Boutte. We knew that. Jamichael Hasty also out in this one. Steelers. McFarland is inactive. Mason Rudolph's inactive at the quarterback position. Broncos. Nobody really to pay attention to. DiNucci is inactive. For the Falcons, it's Mac Hollins who's inactive this week. For the Commanders, no Curtis Hodges, no Mitchell Tinsley at the receiver and tight end position, no Alex Arma at fullback, no Emmanuel Forbes at cornerback. For the Saints, no Jake Haener, no Kendre Miller. No Kendre Miller, he's inactive today. For the Colts, there is no Jonathan Taylor. Of course, we knew that. Juwan Winfrey also inactive in this one. No Mike Boone down there in Houston. No Xavier Hutchinson at the wide receiver position. No Dalton Schultz, as we've talked about before. Chargers, no Isaiah Spiller. We'll end it on that. Back to the questions here. We got about 10 more minutes. Let's zap through these bad boys. I appreciate you guys all tapping in here. Larry Andelsman, A-Chain, Najee, or Garrett Wilson, please. PPR, longtime subscriber. Larry, appreciate you always tapping in here. I'm going to go Najee Harris here today. Thank you for the question. Ryan Bolthuis. Ooh, that's a good last name. I think I got that one. Ryan Bolthuis. Christian Watson or Curtis Samuel today in PPR. I'm going to go to the rankings today and double check this one because I'm not quite sure which one I have ahead of which. Watson. I have Watson 3 spots ahead of Curtis Samuel in this one for Sunday Night Football. Apple or Android? Apple. Let's go with it. John Deba. Need 2 wide receivers. Need 2 PPR. I don't know why I said receivers. Here it is. Dell, Ayuk, Breece Hall, who we benching? That's the question. Dell. We're benching Dell. Gooner Boy. Warren, A-Chain, Javonte, Ramondre, Rashad need to start 2 in full PPR. Warren, A-Chain, Javonte, Ramondre, Rashad. I think I answered that question already. And to be honest with you, I can't remember what I said. In full PPR, I think I want Rashad and Ramondre. 6-point passing touchdown league, Goff or Herbert? Now that's an interesting question. Because like I said before, I get the question mark of playing Herbert, and I love the Goff matchup. I'm going to go Goff. PPR, Eckler, Zach Moss, Kamara, start 2. I'm starting Zach Moss 100%, and because it's PPR, I'm going to go Kamara. So that means we're benching Austin Eckler, and I don't love any part of that, but he does get the New England Patriots. So let's go Moss and Kamara. JB, sounds like you got a good team. Good job landing on Zach Moss, holding him or getting him. Great job. Pay King, pick 2, ETN, Hollywood, A-Chain. ETN, Hollywood, or A-Chain. I'm going to go ETN and A-Chain. Jeremy Ledlow, Godwin did not practice all week, and GTD, game decision, that always scares me. Yeah. I don't know. I get it. Gooner Boy laughing. Road Dog or Billy Gunn? Road Dog. Always Road Dog. Good question here. Good question. Road Dog, always. Josh Moore, favorite sleeper tight end streamer this week? Well, I mean, we talked about Juwan Johnson a minute ago. Probably Juwan Johnson. Let me see here. Juwan, Kate Otten, Kraft, Chig, and then Brevin would be like at the bottom of that list. Starter sit, pineapples on your pizza. Hell no. Sitting the hell out of that. How about this question? I've seen people say this before. They put pickles on pizza. And again, I like pickles more than pineapple. Pineapple has this acid inside of it, or it's acidic or whatever, and it fucks up my stomach, dude. I can't do pineapples. I used to like eating pineapples as one-offs. I think like bowls of pineapple. I think that might have been what did it, is eating too much of it. Pineapples do not sit well with me. And the idea of pineapples on pizza makes me want to throw up. So I'm out on that one. How about Dr. Smooth? How about this one? Do you like pickles on your pizza? Brendan Handy, must start drafting. What? Must draft DFS quarterback this week. Must draft DFS quarterback this week. I think you have to target that Miami Washington team, that Miami Washington game. Whether it's Tua or Sam Howell, I think that's the one you have to angle this week. Pay King, pick 2, ETN, Hollywood, A-Chain. ETN, A-Chain. Donnie Vez, full PPR, A-Chain or Henry, and Nico or Devonta. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Donnie Vez, appreciate you. A-Chain or Henry this week at the running back position. I'd say, did you see what Derrick Henry walked in with today? I think Derrick Henry's due for a little bit something today. I think this is gonna be my hot take of the day. I think Derrick Henry's due for a little something. We haven't seen nothing from Derrick Henry all season. I think we're due for a little something today, a little 150. I think he's going to return that 150 favor that Zach Moss gave to the Tennessee Titans just a few weeks ago. I think Derrick Henry's going to re-give that favor today to this Indianapolis Colts team. I think Derrick Henry's going for $150. So we're going to go Henry over A-Chain. And then you say Nico or Devonta Smith. I think this is a very close one. Devonta Smith, of course, has come on a little bit lately. Good matchup today against San Francisco, because Charvarius Ward's going to be on A.J. Brown most of the time, I would guess, and I would assume that's going to be the majority of their offense. So I think they're going to go Devonta today for the Eagles. So A-Chain and Devonta. Dennis Gort, need a flex. Mostert or Evans? I'm going to go Mostert. Dylan Flick, start 3, full PPR. Downs, Hollywood, Ayuk, Reed. One running back, one flex. Downs, Hollywood, Ayuk, Reed. One running back, one flex. Wait. Okay, it's a separate question. Okay, so start 3, full PPR. Downs, Hollywood, Ayuk, Reed. I'm going to bench Hollywood. I'm going to play Downs, Ayuk, and Reed. And then the next question is one running back, one flex, full PPR. Ford, Connor, Singletary, Reed. And I'm going to play Ford and Reed. Ford and Reed for the second part. Downs, Ayuk, Reed for the first part. Dylan Fink, good question here. A. Perry, A.T. Perry, or Devontae Parker today, full PPR. I lean Perry, but we've seen these weird games out of Parker before where he goes for a buck. I just don't know if the quarterback can get the ball to Parker today, so I'm going to go Perry. Ledlow, appreciate you. Enjoyed it as always. Deuces, my brother. Appreciate you tapping in here. Dennis Gort, full PPR, starting Gibbs, Swift, Hill, Lamb. Need a flex, though. Evans or Mostert? Mostert. Dr. Smooth, hell yeah. I tried dill pickle vodka. Must start. Really? Dill pickle vodka? I'm a vodka guy. I might tap in. I might. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I feel like that's a straight shooter. I don't think you mix that with anything. That's a good call. Dennis Gort, thank you. Appreciate you, Dennis Gort, tapping in here. Full PPR, one flex, Javonte or McLaurin. I'm going Javonte finally. Finally, we get to pick Javonte in one of these. Need to pick up a freaking kicker. Who do I drop? Keaton, Roshan, Dowdle, Jeff Wilson. None of them are cuffs for me. Out of these four, I'm dumping Dowdle. I love Keaton's upside. Roshan, we got to see what's happening out of the bye. He's grown. The opportunity's right there. 75 yards. Getting opportunities last week. Keeping Roshan. Jeff Wilson. This backfield is too explosive. Dowdle walking. Pay King, last one. Pickle potato chips are good. That's the last question. That's what we're going to end on. Pickle potato chips are good. Pay King, I hate dill pickle potato chips, but I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's 11:53 a.m. Eastern time. We've been watching rosters for the last hour. I appreciate you guys. Click that like button. It's free. Click subscribe if you'd like. Be much appreciated. We're going to keep on tapping in all the way through, always, because Roster Watch ain't just season long, right? Roster Watch is all year round. So I just dropped my mock draft 2.0 up on rosterwatch.com. You can go check that bad boy out. If you're going to be watching college football playoffs, if you're going to be watching the committee, you can go check that out. See the prospects that I got mocked in the first 2 rounds for myself. Go on over there. We'll have the waiver wire show on Tuesday afternoon. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for tapping in every single Sunday. Like I said, it's free. Please click that like button and please tap the hell in, subscribe. And as always, we got a couple more questions and then we're going to get out of here. JN Sports Card says Singletary, Johnson, A-Chain, or Reed. Pick one for the old PPR. If that's Deontay Johnson, that's where I'm going. If it's not, then I'm going Reed. Hoang to Wang, appreciate you. Donnie Vez started this year with the Waller, dropped. Now I'm stumped. Juwan Johnson, McBride, or Freiermuth. Oh, Juwan's out of that question. It becomes Freiermuth or McBride. I'm assuming you're asking rest of season. Rest of season, I'm riding McBride. I would understand Freiermuth, but I'm riding McBride here. Steven Zick, appreciate you. JN Sports Cards, bet, appreciate you. Dr. Smooth in a Bloody Mary or Cesis, but straight shots fired 35%. Not bad, not bad. Kevin Weber, thanks, Cody. Good luck, everyone. Good luck to everybody included. Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson. Last question of the day. Dennis Gort gets it in. Dennis Gort, Kyler Murray, or Russell Wilson? The answer is Russell Wilson, baby. Have a good day, and make sure you take the alternate rushing of Derrick Henry over 150.